Hey everyone, I am Nikita Verma, pursuing MTech in Information Technology from International Institute of Professional Studies DAVV Indore. This video is part of my Data and Computer Communication assignment which is created under the guidance of Mr. Sunny Raikwar sir. So today we'll be discussing the topic framing. In this, I will give you a brief introduction of what is data link layer, what is framing, what are the types of framing, and what are the methods of framing. So first let us see what is data link layer. Data link layer is a networking layer of OSI model. OSI model is a conceptual framework which is used to describe the functions of networking system. It consists of 7 layers, among which one is data link layer. And framing is function of this data link layer. Data link layer deals with algorithms for achieving reliable, efficient communication of whole units of information called frames between two adjacent machines. By adjacent, we mean that the two machines are connected by a communication channel that acts conceptually like a wire. For example, this wire could be a coaxial cable, a telephone line, or wireless channel. We can simply say that it is used to handle and control the transmission of data between source and destination machine. It is used for error-free transfer of data frames. Now let us understand the concept of framing. Framing is a function of data link layer, as I have already told you. It divides data into frames and provides a way for a sender to transmit a set of bits that are meaningful to the receiver. Frames are the units of digital transmission, particularly in computer networks. Frames have header that contains information such as error checking codes. So this is frame. Framing is a point-to-point connection between two computer or devices consist of wire in which data is transmitted as a stream of bits. The advantage of using frames is that the data is broken up into recoverable chunks that can easily be checked for corruption. Now let us see the parts of frame. It mainly consists of 3 parts. First header, then packets, then trailer. Header contains the source and destination address of the frame. Packet contains the information to be transmitted. And trailer contains the error detection and error correction bits. Now let us see the types of framing. Framing are of 2 types, fixed size framing and variable size framing. In fixed size framing, the size of frame is fixed and so the length acts as delimiter of the frame. Consequently, it does not require additional boundary bits to identify the start and the end of the frame. There is a drawback of using fixed size framing, that it suffers from internal fragmentation if the size of data is less than the size of frame. This issue could be resolved by using padding. In variable size framing, the size of each frame to be transmitted may be different. So additional mechanisms are kept to mark the end of one frame and the beginning of next frame. It is used in local area networks. Now let me explain you this with the help of an example. As we have already seen that frame consists of 3 parts mainly, that is header, packets and trailer. So in fixed size framing, size of all these frames remains constant, that is fixed. Whereas in variable size framing, size of packet varies. Let's say the size of header is 10 bits, size of packet is 20 bits and size of trailer is 10 bits. And we have to transfer the data of 200 bits. So in fixed size framing, we will require 10 such frames to transfer the data, whereas in variable size, we will require only 1 frame. This is the basic difference between both the frames. There are mainly 4 methods of framing, that is character count, bit stuffing, byte stuffing and physical layer coding violation. Now thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video and I am able to clear your concepts of framing. Thank you.